How was your lunch?
Good. Yes. How about yours?
Ikaw ang pasimuno nun eh. Tuna sandwich. That's
Yeah.
what I've, that's what I've had. Okay, whose turn is it?
Okay, so welcome back to Growing Together.
Yeah. Growing together,
Mm.
growing together.
Okay, again, Miss Canada.
Miss
Naman,
Canada daw.
Miss England.
Okay.
Okay, so what's the most important lesson you've learned about resilience?
Oh my gosh. The most important lesson I've learned about resilience is you're not afraid of anything anymore. It's like parang naging man of steel ka. Parang naging Superman. It's like bring it.
Nothing affects you anymore.
Nothing bothers me anymore. That's it. Like you gotta be resilient, anyways, in all areas of life. It's because that's where depression kicks in,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Because
And
if you're not resilient enough, then anong mangyayari normally? Anong mangyayari, 'di ba? We'd be scrunched up sa bed natin, and then we would ano yung si Jack, naalala ko tuloy si Jack.
huh?
Si Jack yung magsa-self-pity, si Jack.
Yeah, Jack is my bird,
Yeah.
my one of my budgies.
Pag pag inaaway siya ni Jill, di ba? Nagsa-self-pity, nandun, like he would
Nag-stop
lurk.
nag-stop siya sa isang corner. Haharap
Yeah.
siya
Yeah, he would lurk at the corner and then bibigyan niya yung sarili niya ng time out. Siya na mismo magbibigay sa sarili niya ng time out.
so, doon siya magsasabi-sabi.
Yeah,
Then,
tahimik.
I
Yes, yeah, he's
have
quiet.
a follow-up question about that.
Mm.
Do you still remember the first experience na talagang na-test? Masasabi mong talagang sobrang na-test yung resilience mo na kumbaga yung yeah, how do I put it? Kumbaga parang something, any event na nangyari sa buhay mo na and then kumbaga parang yun yung naging start na kung saan na-develop yung resilience mo.
When I lost my father and my grandmother around the same time, because my father died April 27th, and then 2 weeks later, my grandma died. And nandito na ako noon. So, nandito na ako sa Canada noon. And it was really hard for me to cope with grief. And so I literally thought that I died along with them and that I wouldn't be able to surmount it all, to surmount the grief. And so I would live my life pretending that I hate you, oh evil you.
Yeah, so actually I have a question on that na kasi we're talking about grief and I think there's not one person in the world na hindi na-touch ng grief at some
Mm.
point in their life.
Mm.
So how did you cope up with your grief?
It took me a long time for sure, definitely. Like just like what I was trying to say, I spent years pretending that they were still alive. Like the first few months, I would come home from work
Mhm.
in winter time. I would come home from work and then I would just um shove myself into my room and pretend that I was having a conversation with my father. I would pretend that I was having, these fun chats with my grandmother. And I I lived in an illusion. Like it it was hard. Like I didn't think that I would be able to pull it through because I literally wanted to die along with them. That's the kind of feeling that it had that I had to deal with. I would have got because my father and I would what we would do normally nung sa Pilipinas, alam mo yung magkakape kami sa hapon, and then we would talk about anything, or even at night, when I'm watching, like, say for example, the Oprah Winfrey Show, yung replay ng Oprah Winfrey Show, or yung movies, classic films sa Turner Classic channel. Um, so while watching a movie or watching a show, we would talk from time to time. And and also my grandmother, because she raised me and she taught me a lot. She was my first teacher. And so yeah, I spent the entire year pretending that they were still alive. That I would literally sit at my table, have a cup of coffee, pretending that I was having a good laugh with my father. My grandmother was telling me, something important, like a piece of wisdom or something like that. Or she was telling me a story, like pretending this whole time through. And then I would get to bed and realizing that it wasn't real. And I started questioning, you know, I started questioning God, like, why did you put, why did you put me here? What is this? And you took them both away from me. From it, it, it took me a really long time to get over it. Like I had to go through um grief counselors and all that, and then I would just go to work and see, and live. And I would try to live in reality. But in my head, um, I was just communing with my father and my grandmother the whole time. And then I would go out, like on my breaks, I would go for a smoke, and in my head I would talk to them. So it was a pleasure for me if, somebody would come up to me and strike up a conversation just to divert
Dive.
my mind. Like, and then I had to deal with reality that, hey, you're still alive and you're still here. Maybe you got something special to do, and something beautiful would come your way. And so hang in there. This is reality. They're not around anymore. So, like, you need to get over that. So, yeah, that really put my resilience through a huge test, because I didn't think they would be able to come out of it. And I even had to see a therapist for that. And that's when I found out, like I didn't even know I had PTSD. I didn't know I had, like all these things, like the trauma, the deep trauma, and then me finding out that I had Asperger's, which I had no idea. And it made a lot of sense as to how my life turned out the way that it had turned out, all through those years. But yeah, yeah, grief. really put my resilience through a huge test.
Yeah,
That
and
was
when was the time na masasabi mo na you're okay na after that, after that grief? Although kasi 'di ba, we always say that, you know, no one can actually, really get over it, So it's a given that we're not really over it, but at least, you can say na you feel better na kahit papaano and not really crying yourself out every night. So when was the time? Do you have like a certain marker na na okay kahit papaano your grief is na lessen na and that you're okay and that you can actually move on na with your life?
like an epiphany. I think the epiphany happened when, oh my God, it was a nasty winter. I remember. So I was still living in Sherwood Park around that time. It was a nasty winter. I moved out of our townhouse, and I got me my own apartment, and I was going home from work, and I had to walk from the bus stop all the way to my apartment. It was such a nasty, nasty evening. And so I was walking, um, and alam mo yung snow nasa ano na, nasa knee ko na yung snow.
Yeah, I can imagine that because, dito sa lugar namin, mag-snow talagang bonggang-bongga.
Yeah. So and I don't know, something came over me, and I was praying, and I was questioning my life. I was questioning God even. But I just knew that, like the angels, I just knew that they were carrying me all the way home.
That's
And then for some reason, something hit right through me. And it was the poem that my grandmother made me memorize when I was 7 years old. And it was All Things Bright. It was All Things Bright and Beautiful. And so while walking home, I was reciting that poem, and I was amazed, um, even at myself that, after all these years, I could still memorize the poem. I was reciting it, just muttering it out. And as I all things bright and beautiful, all creatures great and small, all things wise and wonderful, the Lord God made them all. Each little flower that opens, each little bird that sings, He made them glowing colors. He made their tiny wings, the purple-headed mountains, the river running by, the morning sun. Sunset lighteth that brightens up the sky, the cold wind in the winter, the pleasant summer sun, the ripe fruits in the garden, He made them every one. The tall trees in the green with the meadows where we play, the rushes by the water we gather every day. He gave us eyes to see them and lips that we may tell how great is God Almighty who has made all things well. And that comforted me.
yeah.
I think that comforted me because that was the first time again that I recited that poem after all through those years. And it was like a punch into my heart. Um, that you need to get over that. Like you need to face your life.
Do you think it's like your grandmother sending you a message that
Yeah,
you can let go now?
yeah, like like it's time for you to let go and live your life. We're just right here, watching over you, or something like that. So, oh, evil you, Piel. Oh, evil you.
Yeah.
Even.
I think we're torturing ourselves. But no, yeah,
Oh,
we both know it feels great, when you're able to. Because, matagal na tayo nag-uusap, but we have never really talked about
all
all.
these things, right? Like, and yeah. Okay. Ako naman.
Oh, okay.
It.
Ano ba?
That's
Pati
it.
ako naghawa na, naiiyak na rin na naman ako eh.
Ano ba yan? My God. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I love this question.
When you say, wow, I'm getting nervous. Okay.
What do you believe is your purpose in life? And has there ever been a time when you questioned it? What do you believe is your purpose in life? And has there ever been a time when you questioned it?
Oh, wow. That's another hard question to answer.
Mm.
Kasi when it comes to purpose, you know, um, uh, um, of course, all through the years, I've been wondering about what my purpose in life is.
Mm.
But syempre, it's like um, different levels, no? May mga different levels akong pinagdaanan.
Mm.
And um, it's not actually questioning it, but sometimes it automatically change. Because of course, my thinking when I was younger is so different. It's like when I hear purpose, it's like there's like a certain goal na, something na masasabi mong accomplishment in
Mm.
life. So para sa akin, it's like yun yung purpose. Ganon. So I have a different understanding of purpose. So ganon, and I'm striving hard to set a goal in life because to give my life purpose. But then of course, um right now, the version of me right now, when I hear purpose, it's not actually something that you do, it's for me right now, my belief, it's like um what you are, your being. So yung sinasabi nila na it's not actually human doing but human being.
Mm.
For me, yung um, journey ko with my self-healing,
Mm.
being able to tell myself na I've healed. And at the same time, kasi I'm just not healing myself, but I'm healing all this generational trauma ng family na pinanggalingan ko.
Mm.
And so now, that's how I understand purpose. So it's more like being. So when you say na you are healed from trauma, then that's the purpose.
Mm.
So for me, yon. So I now understand na my purpose in life is to heal myself.
Mm.
Yeah. So That's it.
Do
Of
you
course,
think?
like I said, yung question, did I question it? Before, yes, of course, I have a lot of questions about it, but now na I have a deeper understanding of the word, then I don't question it anymore.
Hmm. So, okay, if you were to go back to when you were 21, I would say when you were 21 or 25, let's say 25. At 25 years old, what was your life purpose? What was it that would, terrorize your mind, occupy your mind day in and day out?
Actually, you chose a time where you chose a time when, at that time, at that age, I was actually lost.
Mm.
So I really, that was the point where I really do not know what to do with my life. I don't know my purpose. I have no purpose. So it's like, kasi at that time, yun yung um, time na magkasunod na nag-pass away yung adopted daughter ko, which is January 1, 2005. She passed away, and then a month after that, it was my adoptive mom. So, when they were alive, ang 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 kino-consider ko na purpose ko in life is to provide for, for my daughter, for my mom. And then, because yun yung kino-consider ko na purpose ko, and then all of a sudden, they were both gone.
Mm.
So, um, I, all of a sudden, yung purpose ko is also gone, was also gone. So, yeah, so I was lost during that time, and um, yun, hindi ko alam kung ano yung purpose ko that time. I don't know. Uh, and I actually, when I go back to that time, what I'm asking is, uh, how I was able to hold on to life. Kasi since wala na akong purpose that time, parang, my life doesn't make sense anymore. Parang ganon. Didn't make sense anymore. Although, never ko naman na naisip na, I would rather, you know, uh, die or kill myself. But, although parang emotionally, psychologically, emotionally, I was already dead.
Mm. Yeah.
But, um, yun. So, parang ang naging buhay ko noon, I was just living day after day, just waiting for things to unfold. Parang ganon.
Mm. But how did you navigate yourself through that? Like, how did you come out of it?
Yeah, I wondered how I was not, hindi ako nabaliw that time.
Mm. I get
Um,
you.
but then, it was like, yun nga, no direction.
Mm.
So, like, for example, I sleep and then I wake up in the morning.
Mm.
And then if there's a friend who would, ask me, come here or go with me. So I just went with the flow.
Mm.
So yeah, wala akong plans for, every day na magigising ako, I just wait. I just wait for things to happen, or, you know, yun nga, kung sino yung kakilala ko, even if they're not my friends, even if just an acquaintance, you
Mm.
know, or sometimes maybe some new people that I've met. So that's it. Yeah, it was a very sad life, but yeah, thankfully I was able to get out of that, come out of that. Um, what helped me actually, so it's like for almost a year and a half, yeah, I was just going through life day by day without anything in mind, just waiting. And then until I met somebody, although actually I've already met her before, but then we met again, and then um, we started a relationship, and somehow it saved me. It saved me, but it never gave me a clear direction in life. I was still lost, but then, somehow having someone by your side, although napaka-toxic ng relationship, but still it's better than not having anything at all.
So it was pretty much how you filled in the void.
Yes, yes,
You
like
felt
that.
numb and you just needed to feel something.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that feeling. How did your heart react? How did your soul react when your daughter passed away? How did you like what do you still remember that feeling? The moment that they told you that, she didn't make it. Like, how did your heart react to that? Oh my God, I'm crying, Pierre.
Yeah, I'll just tell the story, kung paanong nangyari yung, kasi parang somehow I was prepared. But not really, yun nga, I need to tell the story to be able to explain it. Kasi it's hard to put into words. So, it's December nung na-admit yung baby sa hospital, yung baby ko sa hospital. And then napunta sa ICU. So, yun nga, wala kaming Christmas noon. And then kasi dahil yung nasa ICU siya, so wala kaming proper na room kung saan pwedeng mag-stay yung mga family. So, it's like we're just waiting, staying doon sa pinaka-waiting area nung hospital. So, walang proper bed, walang ano. So, it's just, minsan yung mga chairs doon, pinagdudugtong-dugtong ko lang para lang makatulog. Kasi, I don't wanna go home. Kasi nga, I want to be there every moment. So, but of course, from time to time, umuwi ako, but there must be someone na nandoon na sa hospital para just in case. Kasi nga, di ba, ICU yun. So, it's a very critical condition. And then, one time, so, yun nga, January 1, nag-passed away yung daughter ko. So, December 31. So, December 31, um, everybody was uh,
Celebrating.
celebrating, preparing for the new year. And there I was, nandoon ako sa chapel ng hospital. And then, I was just talking to God, angels, whoever is listening.
Mm.
So I And then I prayed and I said, God, if um you would let my daughter live, if she's meant to survive, please give me a miracle. And then if not, then I would rather that you take her now, because it's so painful, to just wait without knowing. And so I cried my heart out, just, you know, begging God for either a miracle or just take her, you know, take her back. And then after I stopped crying and I count myself down, it's like I heard a voice, but of course it's not a literal, a voice that can be heard, but inside my head it was very, very clear. It's a voice that said, get ready. And of course, get ready means it's either get ready for a miracle or get ready that she would be taken back. But then in my heart answered that I have to prepare myself because she would be taken away. And so the whole day I was in denial, although I already know in my heart that that's it. But then somehow I was hoping na sana yung get ready, it means get ready for a miracle. But then, nung tinawag na ako ng doctor, and then I saw their face, then I know kung saan ako dapat mag-prepare. And so, I don't know. Actually, I cannot remember yung exact reaction ko, but I think I was just standing there. I, I, I mean, for a second or a minute after they told me, it's like I'm in a different place. So I don't know where. And then para na lang akong nagising kasi my aunt, I didn't know that she was behind me. And then she just, passed by me, rushing to the ICU room. And yeah, that's it. It's so, yeah, I cannot describe that feeling ng when they told me. But like I said, it's like I'm in a different place. I don't know if i- if it's like a defense mechanism for me, or like denial or acceptance. I don't know. I don't know.
Diyos ko,
Oo.
iyakan na. Iyakan na tayo nito.
Ano ba to? Ba't ganito? I
I
was,
thought
you know,
I thought it
I
was supposed to be fun and like, but yeah, and I think that this is what self-healing means.
is the time, I was taken back to that hospital.
Yeah. I could see you. I could see you. Like I was imagining the whole thing. Grabe, one question per video. Ang daming follow-up questions.
We have two more coming up.